No. Anyways, the third reaction we gotta be reacting to the disturbing world of DeviantArt. Whoa. Yeah, let's get this shit over with.
Art has been with us since the beginning, and with the help of technology, we've gone from painting on cave walls to creating breathtaking digital art. So it only makes sense that there would be an online platform dedicated to artists. Welcome to DeviantArt, a virtual gallery for artists to share their work, get feedback, and even get paid for it. Sounds great, right? Well, it was for a while. But in the 20-plus years that DeviantArt has been active, it's become a platform for some of the most disgusting pictures imaginable. Let's take a stroll through the gruesome gallery that's DeviantArt, the dark side of AI art. As of writing this video, AI art is one of the most debated topics right now.
Edits.
AI
How you
art
doing?
is art created with the help of artificial intelligence. Basically, there are tools online that can generate artwork just by typing in simple word prompts. For example, if you use an AI art website and just type in Justin Bieber in the style of anime, you'd probably get that result. Some people love it, but a lot of artists hate it. Regardless, it's a huge phenomenon right now. So it only makes sense that the biggest online platform, DeviantArt, also known as DA, would hop on the trend. But how they did it was shocking. In November 2022, DeviantArt tweeted that they would be bringing AI tools to the website. They called it DreamUp, and it's DeviantArt's personal AI art generator. But the artists of DA's community were upset because of how DeviantArt generated this artwork. You see, DeviantArt was stealing art. They automatically opted every single user into DreamUp without their permission. This meant that the AI was learning how to create art through every artist that created content on DeviantArt. DA betrayed their users, and the only way to opt out of DreamUp was to manually remove each piece of artwork they uploaded. We're talking decades of content that artists had to manually remove from DreamUp, but even if they removed them, the damage was already done.
Their new DreamUp system is already trained on the entire art catalog on DeviantArt.
So even if artists opted out of DreamUp, it's likely that the AI had already absorbed their art style. DA eventually updated DreamUp so that users could opt out completely by ticking a checkbox, but people still felt deceived. One user said this: "Thank you for confirming."
So that would have been caused like an angry mob. So that's why a lot of people are exposed. Like I have.
That DA has officially hit rock bottom, and those in charge are completely corrupt. I'll be deleting all my art off there and deactivating my account because this singular move is a massive middle finger to real artists. So many artists were betrayed by a platform they called home, but it's not surprising really because DeviantArt has never seemed to put their users first. You'd be surprised just how much DA users come across inappropriate content, and to show you, we did another experiment. Inappropriate art is everywhere. DeviantArt is known for the weird art people upload onto the website. Some of it can be funny. But a lot of it can be disgusting. But how easy is it for an average DeviantArt user to find these inappropriate
I'd rather
photos? To find out, we did
do
an
something
experiment.
funny
We wanted to see how DA
DeviantArt
filters
instead
content
of
for
this
users of different
shit
age groups. The
that
minimum age
dramatized
required
kids.
to join DeviantArt is 13. For this experiment, we made two DeviantArt accounts. One is a 20-year-old and the other a 13-year-old. The results were shocking. Let's start with the account that was 20 years old. The account making process was fast. No email verification was required. We just made a username, a password, and we were in. When you first open an account, DeviantArt gives you a selection of art categories to pick from. This is so they can create a news feed that's based on your interests. The categories to choose from seemed normal at first. Anime, Marvel movies, game art, until we saw another category that we can't unsee. Kinky. Right away, DA was giving us the option to
I don't know
choose
DeviantArt did
NSFW
that.
content as part of our news feed. This shows that DeviantArt is aware of the kind of art being put on their platform and even offers it to their users, which is fine, I guess, right? As long as the users are over 18. We didn't choose to include this NSFW content in our feed because we wanted to see if DeviantArt would show us.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get some more water because I can't stop clearing my throat. It's driving me fucking crazy, bro. Alright, BRB. Back, guys. I gotta shut my window for a bit.
Art even if we didn't pick it. And the result of not choosing this category was a pretty clean feed, at least for now. Now for the account that was 13 years old. The process was the same. We were asked to pick some categories. Thankfully, the kinky genre that we saw on the account that was 20 years old wasn't there. This was a good sign. DeviantArt most likely recognized the age on the account and decided not to give us the option. For the feed, we selected fairly normal categories like Marvel movies and anime. So we hit accept and entered DeviantArt disguised as a 13-year-old, and things seemed normal until we saw our feed. There was a ton of inappropriate content. Keep in mind, we didn't search anything to get these results. We got a feed completely generated by DeviantArt's algorithm. This shows a huge problem. Most of the inappropriate art was in the anime category. It's possible that there's so much inappropriate content in this specific category that DeviantArt just showed us the most popular images. But for an account meant for a 13-year-old, this is unacceptable. DeviantArt has a community of talented artists, but sadly, DA also attracts criminals, and DeviantArt's staff doesn't seem to do much to protect their users from these messed up people. And this is clear as we talk about the jealous people of the DeviantArt community. Stealing art. Last year, I got hacked, and
idiot, bro.
because of that, I made it a point to upgrade my internet security. And one of the first things I needed was a VPN. But I didn't want just any VPN. I wanted the fastest one. After weeks of researching, people all over the internet said Surfshark VPN. People at Surfshark actually care about your security, so Surfshark secures your data with industry-leading encryption and the most secure VPN protocols. But something that I actually didn't believe was that one subscription allows you to install Surfshark on an unlimited number of devices. Like, that genuinely didn't make sense to me, but it's legit. Surfshark is the only VPN to have coverage of 100 countries, and they also have a no logs policy, which means that they don't keep your data. Using Surfshark is a super simple way to keep what you're doing online private. To get started, go to surfshark.deals/visualventure, then use code visualventure to get 83% off the 2-year plan and 3 extra months for free. Go to surfshark.deals/visualventure or click the link in the description. And thank you a ton to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. DeviantArt has over 60 million registered users, but let's face it, not every user is a good artist. So how would someone that isn't a good artist create good art? Some steal it. Many users on DeviantArt steal other artists' work. They steal art by tracing over someone else's art and posting it as their own. Thieves print other users' art on t-shirts and sell them on Redbubble, which is a website where you can print designs on clothes. There was one thief in particular that stole art so well that they built an entire career out of it. Let me tell you about Nadia.
Wait. Is that like a thunderstorm in the background?
Art so well that they built an entire career out of it. Let me tell you about Nadia, an artist's worst nightmare. What we know about Nadia is that she's a mother living in Canada with a deep love for the Japanese animated series Sailor Moon. In fact, all the art Nadia posted on DeviantArt is of Sailor Moon. But here's the thing, none of the art was created by her.
Here are a couple examples of her blatantly tracing over artwork over years, from 2011 to 2020.
Nadia stole art for almost a decade, and even though DeviantArt seemed to have knowledge of Nadia's stealing, the website took no action to protect the artist she was stealing from. This is another example of artists not being protected by DeviantArt. Since DeviantArt wouldn't do anything to stop Nadia, the community of artists decided to protect themselves. Users spread the word of Nadia's actions, and it was a success. In December of 2019, Nadia was officially banned from DeviantArt. After Nadia stole from over 150 artists, DA permanently removed her account. The community was relieved that Nadia was finally stopped. But art theft isn't the only issue that DeviantArt users have to worry about. Some users have stolen more than just art. This next user was infamous for harassing others. Tori the Wolfie. We're gonna get straight into the story of one of the most hated users in DeviantArt history. One user even referred to him as a cyber terrorist. Don't let the innocent name Tori the Wolfie fool you. This guy was infamous on DeviantArt for harassing and threatening countless users, and he got away with it because he kept making different accounts to avoid being banned.
person having made over 100 accounts due to them constantly evading
Damn.
bans.
What?
Tori didn't face any consequences for his actions, so his actions just kept getting worse. In June 2016, a user by the name of the Fandom Menace started a petition on the DeviantArt website. The Fandom Menace wanted fetish-related content to be moved to the full category instead of being in the general feed. That way, this type of inappropriate content would be censored and most users wouldn't have to see it. Tori the Wolfie didn't like this idea. Tori started to harass the Fandom Menace with inappropriate images and death threats. This caused the Fandom Menace to report Tori to the FBI, but Tori still didn't face any consequences, so he kept on bullying.
The guy also went into pretty illegal territory by falsely copyright claiming a bunch of the Fandom Menace's videos.
Tori the Wolfie's online attacks continued with Menace, but he also decided to target another YouTuber, Deviant Cringe. Deviant Cringe, also known as DC, was a YouTuber who posted content on DeviantArt. His videos were known to be controversial, which made him an easy target for Tori. Once again, Tori wasn't afraid of any consequences, so his next actions went too far. Tori the Wolfie hacked Deviant Cringe's Twitter account, a YouTube account, and DeviantArt account. Tori completely shut down Deviant Cringe's YouTube channel, and as a YouTuber myself, that is terrifying. So where is Tori the Wolfie today? Tori seems to have disappeared. All that remains today about Tori is the post that claims that Tori has been permanently removed from DeviantArt. Let's hope that's the last we'll see of him. But Tori isn't the only user on DeviantArt that brought negativity to the community. In this next chapter, one of the most well-known users on DA has done things to another user that's even more illegal. The real-life stalker. Shannon, aka Creepshow Art, was a big name in the art community. Shannon had a successful YouTube channel where she shared stories and commentary on art. But her online platform would come crashing down when an awful situation came to light that would end Shannon's career forever.
That she suffered, as far as I understand it, the greatest percentage lost of subscribers of any cancellation ever.
She went from around 600,000 subscribers to 290,000. So what happened? Well, it all started with a woman named Emily. Emily was a young woman who fell in love with a guy named Anthony. It was young love at first, but it wasn't long before Anthony's true colors began to show. Emily was struggling in the relationship because of mental and physical abuse from Anthony. So eventually, Emily ended her relationship with Anthony, and she started to get her life back on track. She got a new job and started a YouTube channel. Things were finally looking up, but that didn't last long. Suddenly, Emily was targeted by a mysterious stalker. For 8 years, this person harassed and tormented Emily in so many ways. The stalker would take pictures of Emily walking down the street, make accusations of Emily, and even hack into Emily's Facebook account. The hacker even stole compromising photos directly from Emily's Facebook account and sent them to her employer. Because of these pictures, Emily got fired from her job. The stalker tried to ruin Emily's life, and Emily couldn't do anything about it because she didn't know who the stalker was until she finally put the pieces together.
All of a sudden, out of the blue, Andrew started following me and then responded to me and one of my viewers congratulating me.
This happened at the same time random Twitter accounts started to accuse Emily of using fake bot accounts to increase her followers. Isn't it strange that Anthony would reach out just to accuse Emily of the exact same thing at the exact same time? Well, it wasn't a coincidence. Emily realized that a few months later when she was on Instagram.
Scrolling through Instagram one day, and I noticed a drawing that resembles Andrew because Andrew had a very specific look to him, and I was like, oh, who drew this? What a coinky-dink. Creepshow Art.
That was when Emily knew something wasn't right, so she started to investigate further. Emily tricked one of the accounts harassing her to click on a Grabify link. A Grabify link is a hyperlink that will share the IP address and location of anyone that clicks it. When the user of one of the accounts harassing Emily clicked the Grabify link, Emily saw that the IP was connected to the Tigard Public Library in Oregon. And that's when Emily knew.
I would go every day to a Starbucks or to the Tigard Public Library and I would sit and I would just draw for hours.
Shannon, the girl behind Creepshow Art and Anthony's current partner, was always at the same library as Emily's stalker. This is all alleged, but the evidence keeps piling up. Then, Shannon's friends came forward and said they witnessed Shannon harassing Emily, and even Shannon's own sister admitted to Shannon stalking Emily. So now the big question is, why did Shannon stalk Emily? Why would Shannon and Anthony go to all this trouble to try and ruin Emily's life? Well, back when Emily and Anthony were dating, they made music together. And even shortly after they broke up, they still continued to make music together. One day, Anthony wanted to record a song called Stardust with Emily. But when Emily started to record, there were some vocals recorded by someone else.
And I say, man, that girl's voice is weak. It doesn't sound good on the track. My voice would sound so much better.
So they re-recorded the song with Emily's vocals. But can you guess who the original singer was? It was none other than Shannon, aka Creepshow Art herself. Shannon's beef with Emily started because Emily dissed Shannon's singing voice. Shannon allegedly dedicated 8 years of her life to harassing Emily over vocals for a song. And when Emily exposed Shannon as the mysterious stalker, Shannon's YouTube stardom was lost forever. But Creepshow Art isn't the weirdest situation to come out of DeviantArt. This next story is one of the strangest stories we've ever covered on Visual Venture. The strange case of Magazine 7. DeviantArt is home to some of the strangest people on the internet, but there's one user that stood out in a really uncomfortable way. Magazine 7. We discovered the DeviantArt user Magazine 7 through a video made by the Internet Investigator, and what we saw was weird. As soon as you open Magazine 7's page, you see the really odd content. Most of his posts are flagged as sensitive content, and the ones that aren't really should be flagged too. But the posts aren't drawings. They're selfies taken by a man in his 40s named Alessandro. Alessandro had some of the most disturbing captions for these selfies. This is the description under one picture of what looks like Alessandro's legs. My wife and I spanked all of our boy Alessandro's skin because he talked to us without asking authorization.
I'm glad this
we
YouTuber
parents are really
censored
fed
that.
up with suffering the total freedom of our son. We established new rules in January 2022, and he has the full duty of obeying to any our rule, any our command. This is some weird stuff. There are so many other posts similar to this on Magazine.
Oh, good for you,
7's
Sigma
page.
user.
They're written by either
Really
Alessandro or
appreciate
his
it.
parents. All the posts usually go into detail of how Alessandro's parents abuse him, calling him their big boy or a grown kid. The reasons the parents claim for hurting Alessandro doesn't make sense.
The reasons include Al watching a movie without authorization from his parents, him not showering for a day, getting into an argument with his parents, playing a game for too long.
Are these posts really from his parents? Who is Alessandro and why did he make these posts? The first theory is that everything in the posts is true. Alessandro could have a disability and can't take care of himself, so he's left in the care of his cruel parents. But this theory doesn't make sense. If you look at the posts supposedly written by his mom and dad, they're all written in the exact same way as Alessandro's posts. The posts claim to be made by his parents, make the same spelling errors, and have the same bad grammar as the posts by Alessandro. So there's a chance that Alessandro wrote all the posts himself. And even if his parents had written the posts, why would they tell the internet that they abused their disabled son and signed their names at the end of the post caption? The second theory is that everything in the posts is based on Alessandro's sick fantasies. This theory could explain why Alessandro's posts are so graphic, but there are still some questions unanswered by this theory. A lot of the content on the account is NSFW, but there's also a lot of genuine art by Alessandro. If this was some kind of strange fantasy account made by Alessandro's desires, then why would he include regular posts of his art? So we dug even deeper. We found a page on an art gallery website written by Alessandro. On the page, Alessandro talks about his art style, but he also mentions that he lives with his parents. Quote, "I love and live with my parents, who are my life despite my adulthood." He only posted 2 selfies shirtless to this online gallery, and he was selling his selfies on another website. Now we had even more questions. After more research, we found Alessandro's Facebook page and found out that Alessandro has been unemployed since 2016, and the story of his life takes a dark turn. Alessandro also claims to have worked for a place called Project.
This was back in when I was like a very, very small YouTuber back then.
Beta Ithaca Roma
Those were the
Hospice
days.
and Support Group for Disabled Children. We have not verified if Alessandro worked there, but if he did, it's concerning. If Alessandro did work at this hospice, this means that he had access to young people who could have been the same age he was pretending to be on his magazine's 7 DeviantArt page. So did Alessandro leave this job willingly, or was he thrown out? The truth is, we might never know who Alessandro really is and why he does what he does. But one thing that we do know is that Alessandro may be one of the strangest people on DeviantArt. DeviantArt seems to be a place filled with selfish people who hurt others. But it's also a place filled with some of the most incredible artists. And for many people who have disabilities, art speaks when words cannot. I'm not against DeviantArt, but my mission is to help you guys stay safe. I want you guys to stand up when you see someone online hurting others. Because on the internet, there are so many sheep, not enough wolves. Which one are you? Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, click this playlist right here to watch more dark internet.
So that's it, huh? Sorry I was clearing my throat so much. I still got allergy problems, and my mucus is still stuck in my throat, and it's starting to get annoying. So I went by for a water, so